Hey there, my name is Mary Bender. I am a mom, a wife, a daughter, a sister, and I am also an employee. I'm a human resources leader of talent development, and something that has been on my mind so much lately is just like this filtered world that we live in. So I'm 31 years old. I have 4 kids. My oldest is 11 and my youngest is 8.5 months. I also have a super fabulous husband, Sean, who is very supportive and for sure my partner in crime. A friend of mine, one of my good friends, just had her first child, and I was just thinking about, like, I can't even imagine what it would be like to have a baby right now in the age of like Instagram and Pinterest and all of these things. And life is just so filtered right now. So I'm actually on a work trip right now. My husband is a stay-at-home dad, and I wish I could take his place. And so anyways, I've just been thinking so much lately about like all of this experience and thoughts that I have and how willing I am to be raw and real and unfiltered in this world where a lot of what you get is just a little snapshot. It's not really reality. The last 2.5 years, traveling has been a very heavy part of my job. I'm gone a true 25%. And, you know, when you think about like 25%, that doesn't feel like a whole lot. Let me put it into perspective. I'm gone one full week. So usually a Sunday afternoon through Friday night. I leave after the day is over, every 4 weeks. And that can be tough. And it's not always consistent. So there might be like 1 month where I'm home for 3 weeks. There might be one period where I'm home for 5 weeks, but roughly it averages out to one full week every month. And that's, you know, really tough to be away from your kids. I have a friend who recently had to travel away from her daughter, and I just was telling her, like, you know, it is so much harder than you would ever anticipate being away from your children when you travel. Like, you think you have it all together, and then it's either, you know, when you're leaving the house or getting dropped off at the airport, just that day, the day before, and the day of leaving. I mean, it's hard on your marriage, and it's hard as a mom, especially having to leave a little baby and as a breastfeeding mom. And so I'm like one of those women in the world, in America right now, who we are just taking over and like putting a stake in the ground and saying we can do it. And so like really, I'm one of those women who's trying to do it all. And it's certainly not easy. And so some of the things that I hope to talk about are like breastfeeding in the airport and just like scrapping your dignity. Like, who cares about modesty, you know, when you're in an airport and you've got a pump and there's no mommy room near you. I hope to talk about like tips and tricks of getting through TSA and like some options and some hacks, because quite honestly, we don't always, you know, who has money for like the milk stork thing? That sounds great, but I tell you what, I don't have the money for that. I don't have $500 extra to ship my milk after a week, let alone keep up my supply. But something I've learned in the last 2.5 years of traveling, and just as I've grown in my career, is figuring out how to ask for help, figuring out how to tell someone like, I need this support. So I hope to share that kind of stuff with you too. How to store your milk, how to handle breastfeeding and working and traveling and all of the things. So I will tell you about that. And like I mentioned, my goal is just like, I want to keep it real. Okay. This is, if you want to look up something super cute, like you can go on Instagram and you can go on Pinterest or whatever, where like they've calligraphied all their little milk bags and everything's so super cute. That is a staged photo. That is not real life. Real life of traveling is like super sore nipples, clogged milk ducts, washing bottle parts in a hotel bathroom, asking a hotel lobby person to call maintenance because your freezer's not working or store something in their walk-in. I mean, I have been there and done it. And I was talking to a coworker recently and I advocated for her. I just was like, it's interesting. She said, you know, Mary, I'm getting ready to travel, and how did you ship your milk? Like, how did that work? I've never been away from my daughter, and her daughter is the same age as my baby boy. And I was like, you know what? When I thought about the idea of her traveling and like not having support, it's funny how easy it was for me to all of a sudden like advocate for something for her that I wish I had had the courage and confidence to do that for myself. Like, I'm such a fighter for my friends and my mom and my kids and my husband, but for whatever reason, I haven't always done that for myself. So it gave me like this bout of courage to say, you know what, like, I'm not just asking this for me, but I will ask for it for myself as well. But I'm asking this for women in the workplace. I'm asking for a policy with my employer, because you know what, we want to be an employer of choice. We want to be an employer that mothers can work at. And, you know, I've had some challenges here and in general. You know, we don't know, sorry, but with my oldest daughter being 11, I had a job before women had protected rights to pump at work. And so I've been there, and I want to share that real advice for you. So I'm talking about all this unfiltered stuff. I hope to like share my family. I don't know if my husband will want to be on video. He doesn't have any social media. But I just like really want to give a real approach. I know that some of my daughters, especially my two older ones, will be very interested in, you know, doing some quizzes and stuff like that and having fun and talking. And I would just absolutely love to at some point have a podcast and just talk about a variety of topics. It would be so great to just talk to different kind of moms, I think. But anyways, in the meantime, I just had this calling on my heart to put this out there into the universe, just like start recording, introduce myself, and promise you that when I publish videos, I will keep it real. I do have an Instagram, I do have a Pinterest, I do have a Facebook, I even have a Snapchat, a Twitter. You know, I enjoy social media. I have like a love-hate relationship with it, but being responsible for some employer branding and stuff, I feel like I'm on media and reading about media and marketing and consumption and stuff a lot. And there's a time and a place for it, right? I just think we are oversaturated with filters right now. And so this is me, unfiltered, with a super cool light above me, which you can see right here. This is me. I literally changed into my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirt, right? I was like dressed up earlier for work, and I'm in my hotel room, literally leftover makeup on. I have my notebook, my work stuff out in front of me. I've got my pump on the bed. I've got my bottles in the cooler. This is me. And so welcome to my unfiltered working mom, present wife, lady leader, trying to manage it all life. And I hope that you enjoy this unfiltered perspective and that we can relate and share stories, and we can just kind of like debunk this world where everybody thinks that they have to create, or everyone's favorite word, curate content. Like, you know what needs to be curated is nothing, because we need to be real. We need to keep it real. We need to tell real stuff, real stories, have real conversations, and I hope that you'll join me. I hope that you will join me on a mission to talk about what's really going on in the world as a working mom, or just a working woman. Maybe you're a stay-at-home mom, shit. I just want to be an honest woman, okay? And I want to advocate for people where they are. Gosh, I just have like a ton of aspirations, and I want to do it all with an unfiltered approach. So I hope you appreciate that. And yeah. So also, speaking of unfiltered, you might notice on my teeth I have these little buttony bump things. I have Invisalign braces, and I took them out because I was just eating, and I'm gonna go brush my teeth and put them back in and then pump. But that's something that you will also get to see. And am I self-conscious about it? Abso-freaking-lutely, because I have bumps on my teeth, you guys. But unfiltered. Have a great night. The sound of bumping. You think about this sound all the time.